Major glitch sent XRP price beyond $10 million on these exchanges, according to our news source right here, Times Tabloid. So, imagine opening your crypto tracking app, casually scrolling past your portfolio and seeing that a single XRP token is suddenly worth over $10 million. You rub your eyes, refresh the screen, and it is still there. Millions of dollars per token, plastered across almost every single major global exchange simultaneously. You look at Binance, you look at Kraken, you check crypto.com, KuCoin, Bitfinex. Everywhere you look, the price is sitting in the 8-figure range. This isn't a hypothetical movie script. This is exactly what happened just hours ago, this May 29, 2026, sending shockwaves through the entire crypto community. A massive, unprecedented price anomaly flooded the charts, causing XRP to spike above $10 million per token on nearly 20 different trading platforms at the exact same time. The screenshots are spreading like wildfire across social media, and the crypto world is divided down the middle. Is this just a giant tech hiccup? Or did a back-end system accidentally show us the actual future liquidity pricing of the XRP ledger? So in this video, we are unpacking this incredible mystery. So let's start with our very first question about what actually happened on the exchanges during this multi-million-dollar spike. So let's look at the raw data that shook the market. The madness began when crypto enthusiast Paul White shared a shocking screenshot on X. And this is it. It is showcasing aggregated market data across the absolute titans of the crypto industry. We are talking about Binance, Crypto.com, Bitstamp, Bitfinex, Kraken, Bybit, KuCoin, and many others. On almost every single one of these platforms, the XRP BTC trading pair displayed an astronomical price tag ranging anywhere between $9.1 million and $13.9 million per token. It wasn't just isolated to one minor exchange with low liquidity where someone made a typing error. It was an extensive, widespread record covering 20 major exchange listings simultaneously. For a brief moment, on paper, the total market cap of XRP surpassed the wealth of the entire planet. In my opinion, when a glitch happens on one random small exchange, you can easily brush it off as a bad data feed or a single server acting up. But when it maps across 20 of the largest, most secure financial tech platforms in the world at the exact same time, it makes you pause. My take on this is that it points to how interconnected these back-end data aggregators really are. While the platforms themselves process millions of transactions per second, they often pull from shared liquidity pools or central data pipelines. When one pipe breaks, the whole house gets flooded. It is an incredible reminder of how fragile and how fascinating this digital financial infrastructure really is. So, our next question is this part of a larger historic pattern for XRP? Right? To understand why the community is reacting so strongly to this, we have to look forward. This isn't the first time XRP has pulled a stunt like this on the charts. If you look at the history of these anomalies, a very eerie pattern begins to emerge. Back in August 2024, right? Let's just highlight this part. Again, back in August of 2024, a major glitch forced the displayed price of XRP up to $62,000 per token. What made that event so strange was the timing. It occurred right before a major historical court ruling where a judge drastically reduced Ripple's legal penalties and solidified XRP's status as a non-security. Then, just a few months later, in January 2025, it happened again. Okay, let's highlight this part. It happened again. Users woke up to see XRP trading at $81.91 and $95.57 in various portfolio apps. During that event, XRP showed a theoretical climb of 3,334%. Other assets like Ethereum and Solana glitched out too during that episode, but XRP always seems to capture the most extreme numbers. So in my opinion, you can't blame people for looking at these dates and connecting the dots. The timing of the 2024 glitch right before a massive legal victory feels less like a coincidence and more like cosmic irony. To me, the fact that these multi-million-dollar anomalies keep happening specifically to XRP tells us that its back-end financial routing is incredibly unique. XRP is designed to move trillions of dollars across borders for central banks. When the systems miscalculate, they don't just glitch by a few cents like regular stocks. They glitch by millions. It's almost like the system is accidentally loading the ultimate institutional liquidity settings for a split second. Alright? So, why does the XRP community refuse to see this as a simple technical error? The reaction on X and across community forums has been absolutely electric. While traditional financial analysts are quick to dismiss the event as a standard data feed error, the XRP army is looking much deeper. For years, dedicated holders have argued that XRP is one of the most suppressed and undervalued assets in crypto history, currently trading at around 1.28. When an event like Paul White's screenshot circulates, the community treats it as validation. Many holders genuinely believe these figures aren't accidents at all, but rather system tests being run by central institutions preparing for global settlement upgrades. Others see it as a literal glimpse of XRP's true valuation once the retail market steps aside and institutional liquidity pools take over completely. I completely understand why the community refuses to let this go. When you hold an asset that you know has incredible real-world utility, but the price stays compressed, seeing a $10 million price tag feels like a sign from the future. My personal view is that it highlights the psychological divide in the market. Retail investors are looking for hope, while the tech itself is just cold, hard code. Whether it's a test or a mistake, it keeps the conversation alive and proves one thing. Nobody looks at XRP as just an ordinary cartoon coin. People expect it to do extraordinary things, which is why a glitch like this captures the world's imagination so violently. So, what is the actual technical explanations behind these systems malfunctions? Alright? If we step away from the excitement and talk to blockchain engineers, they will give you a very different, grounded explanation. Platforms that handle millions of operations every single second rely heavily on API data feeds. These feeds constantly calculate the exchange rates between different assets like XRP trading against Bitcoin or stablecoins. When a low volume trading pair experiences a brief drop in liquidity, or when an exchange's internal calculation script suffers a temporary lag, the math can warp exponentially. A misplaced decimal point or a temporary disconnection from a primary liquidity provider can cause the automated system to spit out an impossible number, which is then instantly copied by other tracking platforms trying to keep up. So, in my opinion, even though the technical explanation about APIs and lag makes logical sense, it still doesn't take away from the sheer scale of what we saw. To have 20 separate platforms display the exact same multi-million-dollar range means the distortion didn't happen at the exchange level. It happened deep within the core data matrix that feeds them all. It shows that even in 2026, this year, with all of our advancements in financial technology, the systems we rely on can still create absolute chaos in the blink of an eye. For traders, it's a warning to always double check your order books before executing a trade during market turbulence. For our overall conclusion, this $10 million XRP glitch is easily one of the most extensive and fascinating visual records we have ever seen in the crypto space. It bridges the gap between wild market fantasy and modern technical reality. While the asset continues to trade at its normal real-world value, the memory of seeing those 8-figure numbers across Binance and Kraken will stay with investors for a very long time. Ultimately, whether you choose to believe this was an innocent calculation error by an overloaded server or a secret background test of a global financial systems, it reinforces the core narrative of the XRP ecosystem. It is an asset wrapped in mystery, built for massive scale and backed by a community that treats every single data point as a piece of a much larger puzzle. It reminds us all why we watch these charts so closely, because in the world of digital assets, the line between a glitch and the future can sometimes feel incredibly thin. So keep your eyes on the data feeds, stay grounded, and remember to protect your capital. And this finally ends our video. Thank you very much for watching, and you might as well check this recommended or suggested video right here.